The Jackery HomePower 3600 is the world's lightest, smallest 3600 watt-hour power station. It's also Jackery's second unit to bear the name HomePower. But what's this all about? Or is it all just marketing? So welcome back to the lab where our opinions cannot be bought. Sometimes companies release power stations that really change the game. They have some really cool features or unique quirks. Other times they just release a power station to fill a hole in their product lineup, which is initially what we thought Jackery was doing with this HomePower 3600. It directly competes with the Delta Pro and a bunch of other existing units, so we thought they were just throwing something into that category so that they had something to compete. But we have had our hands on this thing for a little while now here at the lab. We've put it through some testing, and we are ready to share our opinion on this brand new power station with you guys and who exactly we think this thing is made for. As always, we have links in the description down below, as well as any coupons we can get to save you guys some money from Jackery. We also have a link to our quiz. If you guys don't know exactly what power station you need, you can go ahead. It's a super quick quiz you can take. It'll instantly give you a power station recommendation that we genuinely recommend to you based on your answers on the quiz. Now that all that is said, let's jump into a super quick spec teardown in case you're not already up to speed on Jackery's all new HP 3600. So first up, this thing passes the Tiny Baby lift test. It weighs about 77 pounds. Still pretty heavy, but it is actually notably lighter than some of the other power stations in this category. It's got a 3,584 watt-hour battery bank, which you can expand up to 21 kilowatt hours with expansion batteries, which they advertise can keep your fridge running for up to 14 days. In our testing, this thing would only last about 9.5 days with all those batteries, but we'll get to that later. When it comes to the output on this thing, it has a 3,600 watt inverter. You can charge it up with a regular 120 volt house outlet in your home at 1800 watts, and it has a 1000 watt solar input, which is kind of low compared to the battery size. In terms of plugs and ports on this guy, you have 4 120 volt house plugs right on the front. You have 2 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As. You have a 30 amp socket on the front, which is a true 30 amps. No 12 volt car socket on this guy because it's for home power, not exploring. See how that works? On the side, you have your AC expansion port. You have a DC expansion port for expansion batteries. You also have 2 small barrel connectors to get your solar into the unit, as well as your regular 120 volt house plug. The screen on this guy is good. It looks just like every other Jackery screen. It's simple, clean, easy to read, tells you what you need to know, nothing more, nothing less. And the app is fine. You can access a little bit more on the app than you can from the actual unit. You can change things like screen timeout settings, charge rates, that kind of stuff. Nothing crazy, but it is a nice, really well-rounded app. And at the time of filming, this unit retails for $27.99, but it is on a sale of $15.99, which I honestly think will stay pretty permanent because to stay competitive with things like the Delta Pro, it's got to be in that price range. And our coupon code apparently is not working right now on top of the sale price of this, but Tiny Baby's going to get to work on emailing them to hopefully save you guys an additional 15% on this thing. Who's writing an email and ignoring me? Tiny Baby. Starting with the things that we like about the all-new HomePower 3600 is that, just as advertised, it is slightly smaller and lighter than all of the other units in this category. If you go ahead and put it up beside a OG Delta Pro, it is a little bit smaller, it is a little bit lighter, and it's still just as powerful, kind of like my friend Tiny Baby.
Small, light, but extremely strong and capable.
Strong. Capable is debatable. That paired with an actual solid set of rubber wheels down here and the suitcase handle makes this thing really, really nice to just move around. Overall, we are impressed with the fact that they did shrink down the package and still deliver a good product. Speaking of all the other products in this size range, a lot of them have started to do 240 volts, though they're significantly bigger than this unit when you start looking at those units. But this does have a 240 volt hub that you can plug into the AC expansion port. And if you have 2 of them, similar to the original Delta Pro, Pacron E3600, you can run 240 volts with that dual voltage hub and 2 of these units, which is pretty cool because it is still a good compact portable size. But if you ever found the need for 240, you can just buy another one, and that hub still gives you access to take this around in your RV or your trailer or whatever, and then pair them up wherever you need that 240.
Honestly, 2 of those units with that 240 hub.
Could it be the best deal we've ever seen on power stations ever?
It quite honestly, it's pretty close.
Ever?
It's pretty close.
We also really like that in our testing, it performed pretty well. It was 89% efficient. The idle consumption was slightly high at 34 watts per hour when the AC inverter is just on and it's just idling, which is still not bad if you think about it in the terms if you turn on this inverter and just let it run, maybe have like a sump pump plugged in that kicks on every once in a while, it'll still last over 4 days, so that's not terrible. The surging was really good. It was able to surge up to like 5,900 watts multiple times, and the UPS works up to 1,400 watts, so you can be charging this thing and using up to 1,400 watts at the same time. We also like the design of this thing. It's basically the same look as all the other Jackeries. It's just been extended up to fit more battery space and a bigger inverter with the wheels and the suitcase handle, as well as these really nice handles on the side. It's just really easy to get around. They're actually rubber wheels, they're not plastic, so I'm just gonna break if you're dragging it through rocks and whatever. Lends itself nicely to being on campsites if you're camping, RVing, something like that. Overall, the design of this is pretty nice in our opinion. And aside from the portion of their website that we really don't like, that we're about to get into, there is a good portion of their website, which is the usage calculator. They have a calculator on there that when you type in what your planned usage is for a power station, they'll give you an accurate reading. Takes into account things like idle consumption and efficiency. A lot of other calculators will oversell you a power station, and then when you get it, it can't actually do what you wanted it to. Jackery is one of the only sites that has a calculator that gives you accurate information. So for that, good on them. The first thing we don't like about this HomePower 3600 is that Jackery, as a brand, continuously puts wrong information on their website. Jackery has been one of the only brands that since the very first interaction with them, they have asked us if the information on their website is accurate, which is not how it should go. Right now, they have this unit labeled as these 4 plugs are a 2,400 watt inverter, while only this one is a 3,600 watt inverter. On the unit though, you can see this says 3,600 watt inverter and this says 3,600 watt inverter, which is what it says on the product sticker on the back and their box. It's not the first time their website's been wrong, and in this case, it's underselling a product. Sometimes they oversell a product. They really need to figure this out. That's why you guys should be subscribed to the Solar Lab, because we actually test these things to make sure we give you guys accurate information, because sometimes the brands can't even be trusted to do it. We also don't love that there's no light on this unit. It's the HomePower, I get it, but Jackery is one of the only brands that's consistently got lights going on their power stations. They started taking them off. It's annoying. This is a two-handed lift. If you got to pick it up and bring it from the basement upstairs during a power outage, a light would be very nice. We also noticed during our testing that this handle, the suitcase handle, doesn't really lock into position very well. Sometimes you'll bring it all the way up and you think it's locked, and you'll get it up, and then when you let it go, it just comes right back in. It's a very weird handle. It's very tricky. It's a first world problem, but it's the first suitcase handle we've had that's kind of like that. So who is this thing actually for at the end of the day? We think this is perfect for someone who's getting into RVing or light home backup. The wheels, the handle, and the perfect size with a 30 amp plug, and the fact that it's also lighter and smaller than all the other options in this category makes this perfect to be able to just easily stick it in your RV, your trailer, whatever it is. And the fact that you can put a 240 volt hub on this is perfect, because if you want to bring it home and use it for home backup in case of a power outage, pair it up with another one, you can actually power a significant part of your home with 240 volts. And at the current price, it's honestly a really good deal if you were to get 2 with that hub. The specs you're going to end up with is pretty competitive for the price. That's our opinion, but let us know yours in the comments down below. That's pretty much all we got for you guys today. Like I said earlier, check out the description down below for any coupon codes, as well as our quiz if you're still not sure what power station is best for you. Otherwise, we will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and stay charged.